The reality tree continues to grow and expand its sphere of influence across the map. You can see as of yesterday there are new routes just outside of Tilted Towers, and that's not all. There are sprouts, literal tree sprouts popping up across the map. You can see this one here at Log Jam Lumberyard, literally a mini reality tree. There's so much to dive into here in this video, a ton to cover. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, this is the place to be for all of your Fortnite news and information as it relates to the storyline. So let's just dive right in. The very last time I checked in with you guys, roots had just started sprouting, but now there are just so many more roots going everywhere and even forming saplings that are growing into mini trees. Now, whether or not these trees are actually going to transform into a full-on reality tree remains to be seen, and in all likelihood is probably unlikely. But it is symbolic, because what if these trees can pick up even a fraction of the power of this reality tree that we have to amplify its effects across the map? We have said all along that things seem way too peaceful on the map, and I mean, it seems like that is coming true, and I mean, it's not a surprise. If you listen to the scientist talk in this week's quest logs, you can hear a couple things. Number one, he is now regretting freeing the 0 point last season. Although things seem great, there are apparently some miscalculations that have been made by the scientist, and as the guy who is basically putting together all the game plans, doing all the math and the calculations, all this falls solely on his shoulders, and unfortunately, if something goes massively wrong, it's going to be his fault. This user on Reddit actually had a pretty good thread, and a couple points I wanted to share here. First, he says the scientist mentions that freeing the 0 point was probably a mistake. According to him, the reality tree is full of a scary amount of 0 point energy. In the near future, the 7 might attempt to lock up the 0 point, but be prevented from doing it somehow. It's possible that the reality tree is connected to whatever's controlling it through the 0 point, so cutting it off may be the end goal of the season. I think a lot of that makes sense and sort of gives me a new theory. I think this person that we have been calling the bloomwatcher is controlling the 0 point and reality tree through the 0 point because of the 0 point's exposed state. Now, I think she's controlling it through dimensions. I don't think she is on our island. I think that's pretty evident in the trailer, so wherever she is, you'd have to go through the 0 point to get there. The scientist does mention in his voice logs that the 0 point is acting really weird. He even mentions that when the reality tree is scanned, it comes back as showing the 0 point. So again, I don't know if the 0 point is even really a separate entity at all at this point. I mean, the reality tree and the 0 point connected like this might be just the same thing, or capable of the same things, sharing their powers. He goes on saying, speaking of connections, the sprouting tree in Logjam Lotus isn't connected to the 0 point with tendrils like the reality tree is. I'm guessing, though I could be wrong, that this is because Logjam is upstream from the 0 point. Does this mean that more reality trees could sprout in areas downstream like other lakes, Sleepy Sound, and the Sanctuary? Certainly an interesting point. If you look at the map, you can see that Logjam is certainly upstream, right? And water flowing naturally downstream, especially with the 0 point being in the water right now, would make sense for carrying the 0 point's power. I wonder if at any point, any of these other sprouting trees will not only get as big or near the size of the original reality tree, but also if they will too grow connected to the 0 point through tendrils like the original. It's really cool to get to hear the scientist talk to us in these quests. The scientist is one of my favorite members of the 7, wish I had actually gotten him at the time, but something that has stayed the same since the very start of the season, which to me is interesting, is that Paradigm is the person whose face appears on the weekly quests, and it is her old form. So why are we hearing from the scientist? I mean, maybe we'll still hear from Paradigm, but it's really weird. Speaking of members of the 7, right now the Order has returned to the item shop along with Cyclo. If you'll remember, Cyclo came out around the same time as Midas's Doomsday Device event, and we had theories about him playing a big role in the storyline, and who knows, maybe he did. We all know how much Fortnite loves to tease things through their item shop. They've been doing it for years, so number one, I'm really shocked that the Order is already back, right? Like, she's already back. It's not even been a month. But besides that, does it have any storyline implications? The Order is now an NPC on the map, so I mean, who knows? What happened to Brutus, man? Do we have an imposter among us? Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot not to say that. But anyway, why does Beach Brutus not have the same tattoo as the original Brutus? Epic, what have you done to Brutus? Hey, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to stop back by. Hey, listen, if you're new, make sure to click that subscribe button and hit that like button. We'd love to have you. Click on to the next video to catch another one, and we'll see you later.